Good morning, guys. Brad here at Iceberg Fishing, here to talk to you about one of my favorite techniques that I've picked up over the past couple years. It's a pretty common technique. I'm mainly doing this video as a joke for a guy in my trail series that absolutely hates using this rig, says he would rather not fish it. But we're going to talk about the Ned rig today. So this rig here I actually used on my last trip out in November. It's also nice to kind of talk a little bit about fishing as well, as we usually hit a 3-month spell up here where just not gonna fish on the water. I was lucky enough to do some fishing in November. But anyway, this guy right here, Ned rig, as you can see, using a quarter ounce Pro Shrooms Ned head. I like using the Pro Shrooms. It's got a thicker gauge wire. It does not bend out, stays pretty sharp even with getting banged up in between rocks. You can see the paint's coming off this one. The heads will fall off pretty much before anything else. So this plastic is actually from M&M Customs. My guy Matt Moore down near Rutland makes these. Caught a bunch of fish on it in November. So anyways, we're going to talk about the Ned. So there's a lot of different ways you can fish it. As you can see, I got it in the tub right now just to kind of demonstrate. This one, as you can see, he's got a little twitch in the tail, which is nice. So you can actually use it to kind of hover off the bottom. You don't even really need it to hit the bottom, because the fish I was catching on, I was probably snapping it just above the bottom and getting those smallmouth to bite on it. But as you can see, it lays flat on the bottom as well. So you definitely want to get those short snaps, which gets it to stand up for just a second, and then it kind of falls down. But and obviously different brands. So I got another one up here. Some are a little bit more buoyant, so they will naturally stand up as well. This one does kind of fall down a little bit, but it's nice because you can skip it over rocks and not really have a negative effect. All right, so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna swap this guy out. All right, I got some plastics from Vicious Fishing. I'm pretty sure they're discontinued. These came in a Monster Bass box. They're actually pretty durable as well. I was pretty impressed. I use a lot of the Z-Man, as does everybody else, but I do find that even with their Elastec, once they start to stretch, they start to become a little bit of a problem, and you got to readjust them every time you take them out of the water because they just slide onto the hook keeper, and then they become a mess. All right, that's not perfect, but for the interest of the video, it doesn't need to be. All right, so this one the same, has a little bit more stand up to it as well, and you really want those snapping motions. So just quick snaps, kind of hard, so we're not in a real kind of getting it out of the water right now, but there, now we're in the deeper end, if you will. So it just kind of hops, and that's what really gets the fish's attention to it. It's a very simple rig. If you don't want to fish it, please don't, because I enjoy using it and I like to continue to use it. I used to hate it myself. I never fished it. I fished with a guy that if the bite was really slow, he would throw it on and start catching fish, and I would be stubborn and continue to throw the baits I like to throw and get skunked. So definitely want to be versatile. Also, when you're rigging these, I do like to try to match the head up with the end of the bait, so you can see approximately where the end of that hook should come out. It's obviously not, still got some practice to do with that, but that's actually pretty good. You can see there, drop her down, and the hook position does matter when fishing these. If you get it any type of crooked, it'll spiral down like a tube, but you do have a lot of room for error with these things. and I like to call this the poor man's live scope. So quick tutorial, not really a tutorial because it's a well-known rig, and once again this is just for fun. Wanted to talk some fishing now that, you know, got the tub filled with some water. Might play around with some other baits as well. I'm not bored. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Hopefully we'll actually be catching some fish soon. Alright guys, signing off. Take care.